Hey guys, how are you doing? My name is Vincent Obita, and today we are going to cover another session of OSCE, whereby I'm going to cover fluid balance, and this is usually a very easy topic and a silent station which only consumes a few minutes of your session in OSCE. Now, for fluid balance, what you need to take note into account is you should place all your readings accurately and ensure you either obtain a positive or a negative for your balance and state the same. One of the easiest way to capture all this thing is the summary fluid balance that you will be given, where you are supposed to transfer all your inputs and outputs and develop the balance. Ensure you add all the oral intakes from the summary you will be given, that is including oral intake and parenteral fluid input. Put them together, then add all the urine output and drains and things of that kind. Then even before you place all your readings in this sheet, you should be able to determine the total input, the total output, the balance, and also note whether it is positive or negative. For instance, the positive means there is the fluid that is accumulated in the body, to mean that the input is higher than the output. Then for the negative, it means more fluid went out compared to the fluid that was taken in. So your output will be higher than the input. So for this case, I'm going to cover a scenario for my patient, who I call Josephine Jones, and in this case I have oral intake first. And oral intake, for oral intake 0800, the patient took 150 mils, so I'll write 150 at 0800 under the oral. Okay, then the next I have 10 a.m. patient took 200, I note 200 under orals. Then 1300, 100 mils under orals, I take note of that. 1500, 200 under oral. 1700, we have 250 mils. Then at 2100, 200 mils. With that one, I'm done with the orals. Okay, then I go ahead and just below the summary of the fluid balance, we have the parenteral fluid input, whereby the patient was given normal saline 0.9%. Total volume given is 1000, and the start time was 10:00. Finish time is 18:00. This one trick you need to take note of. So if the start time was 10 a.m. and end time was 18:00, that's a fluid that ran for 8 hours, and the total fluid I have that was administered is 1000. So I'll divide 1000 divided by 8 hours, I'll get 125 mils per hour. So I'll come into my fluid balance sheet, and on the input I have enteral, and at 10 I'll write 125 until 5 p.m. Remember, it got finished at 18:00, to mean that the last bit of it ran between 7:00 to 18:00. Don't put 125 up to 6 p.m. After adjusting all that, according to me, I normally go straight to the output again. And the output, I have urine output 400 at 8:00. I write 400 at 8:00. At 9 a.m. I had a drain of 400, so I put 400 under drains. Then at 12 p.m. I have bowel opening, so I'll write BO solid, bowel opening solid. You have to write that one irrespective of despite the fact that it's not a figure, you have to write it there, whether it's solid and things of that kind. If it is quantified, ensure you write it there. So that is for the bowel. Under the bowel space, then at 1400 I have 200. Okay, that is urine output. I put it under urine output. At 7 p.m. that is 1900, I have 300 for the urine output. I go under the column of 1900, write 300. At the same time, I have a drain of 400 mils. So again, under the same column, I go and record 400. Then 2200, that is 10 p.m., I have 100 of urine output. I normally like doing the recording first before I do the totals because it's giving me easy time. So with that one, I've just transferred everything. At this point, that's when I introduce the calculator, whereby I'll come and write per hour for the inputs until I'm done. So for the inputs at 8, I'll write 150, and I'll assume any other space in case that is the hour total 150, and total input at that time is 150. Then at 900 there is nothing. The total will be 150. For the hour total it will be 00. For the 10 a.m. I have 200 oral and enteral 125. I add them under hourly. I have 325, then 475 under total input. I move to the next column. 1100 I only add enteral of 125, so under our total is 125. Then I give a total. At 1 p.m. I have at 12 p.m. I have another 125 for the enteral. That is 125 for the hourly total, and 725 at total input. 1 p.m. I have 100 plus 125 of enteral. That is 225 for hourly total, and 950 for the total input. At 2 p.m. I have only 125 for the enteral feed. That is hourly total of 125. Then the total input there is 1075. 3 p.m. 200 for oral, 125 for enteral. Our total is 325. The total input is 1400. 1600, 125 enteral, 125 hour total, 1525 for the total input. 1700, I have 250 oral, 125 enteral, that is 375 hour total, and 1900 total input. I don't have any input until 2100, that is 200 of oral intake. So 200 hour total, then total input of 2100. With that one, I will know that my total input is 2100. Then I shift to the output, and you only focus on areas where you've made a note. The other areas you can even assume. So for the 8 a.m. I had a urine output of 400, so the hourly total is 400 and the total output is 400. Then at 9 a.m. I had a drain of 400, so our total will be 400 and the total output will be 800, the 400 plus another 400. I'll assume the 12 p.m. solid because it's not a figure. Then I'll move to 2 p.m. where I had 200 urine output, our total of 200, and total output of 1000. Then I'll shift to 7 p.m. that is 1900, urine output of 300 and drains of 400, that is 700 hour input, our total. Then 1700 of total output. The last output is at 10 p.m. that is 100 mils of urine. Our total will be 100 and the total output will be 1800. Now I have my total input as 2100 and output as 1800. Then now I subtract. The total balance will be 2100 minus 1800, that is 300 mils. You can just write 300 without including the mils and all that. Then now, whether to determine whether it is positive or negative. For this case, my input is 2100 and output is 1800, lower than the input. So there are some fluid that have been retained by this patient. So my balance would be a positive. So I note there positive. Then I sign the chart with my two names, Vincent Obita, and my signature there. With that one, you will be good to go. And remember, if you want to confirm whether your calculations are correct or not, just go to the summary you are provided, do the total for the oral intake, the whole of it, plus the parenteral fluid, the 1000. So I can just do 150 plus 200 plus 10 plus 100 plus 200 plus 250 plus 200 plus the 1000. With that one, it should coincide with my total input. Then again, I go to the output. I have the urine outputs, the drains, all the bowels. If there were maybe loose stool and they could be quantified, the figure might be there. I just add the urine output 400, 200, 300, 100. Then I add the drains 400 and 400. With this together, it should be able to reach to align with my output, which is 1800. With that one, if you subtract, definitely you will know whether your calculations are right or wrong. Again, another tip you need to know for the fluid balance, you need to your writing need to be legible. Don't write the mils thing or such abbreviations because they can confuse you. Just write the digits on their own. Then be very keen while writing your total input. I am always of the idea that first of all, just record your readings without adding or whatever. Just record them, okay? Then after that, that's when you use your calculator to write your hour totals. Then after writing your hour totals, write your total input for the input. Come to the output, do your hour total for each case. After that, do your total output for each case. Another area that you need also to take note of is the IV fluid that is usually placed in. Subtract the start time from the end time, get the number of hours, divide the total volume with the number of hours, then get the total fluid infused per hour. After getting that one, start writing your enteral fluid from the time it started up to 1 hour before it ended. For example, if the fluid ended at 1800, then my last digit for that fluid should be 1700. Take note of that. And if you count, you will get that is 8 hours aligning to the input that you put in place. On top of all those enteral infusion, you can write something small, such as for normal saline, maybe there were two fluids separate that were infused. You can write 0.9% saline, so that just to differentiate. Also, in relation to drains, there might be drain 1 and drain 2. Okay, maybe the patient is having a stoma and at the same time having another drain, maybe NG drain. So under each of those, you can write drain 1, drain 2, just to differentiate and make the assessor know that you know exactly what you are doing. Thank you so much, and continue subscribing to my channel. Just search Obita Vincent on YouTube and you will be able to watch various videos of various OSCE skills and also stations. Remembering that now we are entering the new OSCE, where there have been some few changes that need to be taken into account, and that one I will cover as we continue teaching other on the same, teaching each other on these OSCE skills. Thank you so much, and remember to subscribe to my channel and get more information on the same. Bye for now. Have a good evening, and thank you so much for always subscribing to my channel. See you later.